Hello, beautiful YouTube power players. That's what I'm gonna call you guys. Power players. I feel like the people that can handle the videos I make are power players. That's the term that came through. So, I kind of want to share an experience I'm having while traveling in the external realm as well as the internal realm. And this is like kind of a new experience for me. And I love sharing it when it's still fresh because it feels alive. You know, I'm exploring it as I'm exploring it with you. And as I explore it with you, I get to experience it even deeper. That's how it is when we share what we're experiencing. We kind of lead the way, lead the game, let it resonate, let it harmonize. And so thank you for being part of this adventure with me. So I'm not even sure how to say it. It's like I've been, it began with subtleties, like making subtle choices within my subtle moments to experience more beauty, to experience more love, to experience more harmony. And I realized it was about the small, subtle things, like staring at something beautiful on the wall for a moment, rubbing my face. You know, I realized that the easier and the more subtle and the more easily it slipped in to as many possible little moments, the bigger the impact it had. Now, this started a few years ago, and I devoted myself to exploring what it would be like to kink out about subtleties, no matter where I was, no matter what was happening, no matter who's around. And now, these subtle things, which I won't get too deep into, but subtle things like taking a moment to doodle, even though I'm not a visual artist, taking a moment to shake a rattle and make sounds, take a moment to stare at the leaves in the light, like take a moment to just spend a little extra time petting my dog's butt to see what happens. You know, I love being an explorer, an adventurer, a scientist of reality. And I always say it's like for the well-being of all, for the well-being of all. Whatever I discover, you know, no matter what voices are in my head saying, why are you wasting your time? What are you doing with your life? I'm going to do it for the name in the well-being of all. And if what I figure out is amazing, I'm going to share it with people. And so I feel like I'm at this tipping point now where these subtle moments have snowballed and turned into a really big ball. Now, this is kind of cool, right? Because like these subtleties have become my life. They've become my passion. They've become my purpose. They've become what I share with people. It's turned into a whole movement. And I didn't know this when I was doing the subtle things. I just knew that it felt relieving in my body. And I knew that it felt like it was bringing me peace, from pain to peace. So the thing that happened is like now it has this massive mass, right? Because I've invested so many little subtle moments of that, of valuing my investing in the currency with my attention and intention, like for the well-being of all. I'm putting my intention in this to create this beautiful story that through subtleties we can shift our reality. And with that attention and intention with the AI, I keep dropping it in my videos like AI, attention and intention, the most valuable currencies on the planet, haha, in the bank of your body, get it? Anyway, there's this big ball right now, right? And it has mass, and it's called my reality. Now, there's a shift happening where the subtleties have become my life. They become my new home base, which I'm so grateful for and celebrating. The thing is that there's a whole other level of the game that I'm finding myself in. So there's a whole new octave of people, opportunities, ways of experiencing life that it's a whole nother start to a whole other game. And now you'd say, great, right? Hell yeah. Well, the thing that's I've been found happening is that my previous mindset that I was taking actions, subtle actions from to go from pain to peace for people This is all part of Playful Pathways, by the way. It all begins with P's. Pain, peace, people. It's all purpose, passion. There's a reason I use these keywords. It's like a puzzle, another P. I can't get out of the Playful Pathways. I am the Playful Pathways. Ah! So, unlinear conversation. We're not linear, right? We're energetic. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a funny transmission. Well, we need to laugh. Self-humor is important. You know, the cosmic giggle. If you ain't got it, we're gonna go backwards. So we better go forward, whichever way that is. Okay. Now I'm really gonna return to the topic. So what I was doing to the subtle actions from my home-based reality, like this is my reality. I feel pain. I'm gonna go to peace. Subtleties. I'm gonna do this for seeing what happens and how it changes my life, and if it works, I'll share it with people, and hell yeah, that will be an amazing art piece, which is me, and then it will inspire life and make lives of others better. But now that it's become my home base, the old home base I had has to die. And so I'm like in these realities where like the old home base, it's like, hey, take your subtle actions to create peace. I'm like, wait. There's this whole other game. And it's almost like the previous home base I had. Home base, I mean, it's like a home base. It's like, this is my home, this is my base, this is where I start, launch off from, come back to. I like using the word home base, which means it's the most familiar reality that we call our lives. So now that there's a new home base, which feels like it's who I always was, it's very weird, and that the old one was just like an illusion. But that old home base wants to live, and it's like, hey, you didn't do your subtle actions. Hey, you didn't do the things you usually do to keep harmony on this home base. And it's screaming really loud. And so while I'm in this new home base of these new ways of being, new opportunities, new people, new dreams that are the most authentic to me and the most real, it's like there's a squealing voice being like, what are you doing? It's all gonna fall apart. And it's coming along with the most, it's like the last beckon of the life it had, of like not wanting to die. And it's like, what if they think you're bad? And what if you think you could be this comfortable with these people, but they're really thinking bad thoughts about you? And what if you just, everything's falling apart and they're like, just like a baby screaming from over fatigue. And while this is happening, I'm hearing it and I'm like, hey honey, like we're having tea. Are you okay? And the thing is that in the new environment, the new reality, there's no evidence that anything is going wrong. But my body, is experiencing like I'm having a panic attack because the light speeds up faster at the new octave levels of the game. It's just part of the evolutionary process. As we tap into, some call light body, lighter body, it's more of like lighter body, and we let go of the densities and the trauma, we start it's like we're more sensitive, we're more aware, and therefore a lot of the time as light speeds up, we can feel like we're having a panic attack. And so on one side, I'm like, whoa, I'm calmer than ever. Like there's literally nothing to worry about. I got this. And it's the most peaceful, yummy environment. Like, yeah, here we are. We made it. We're at a new level of a game. There are new things to focus on. And at the same time, there's this like panic voice that I want to love and I want to care for. And in a way, the way to love it is to let it rest, to let it die, to let her rest like an overtired toddler. And so this is kind of like a new experience for me. It's like a new, fresh, like, whoa, this can happen. Like I can be in a reality where there's more support than ever, more passion, more purposefulness, like just beauty and more inspiration and more strength. And at the same time, it could feel that I'm having a panic attack, which I'm not even identified with. So it was kind of like this odd paradox. And what I was noticing was it was like learning how to not only learn balance, but to actually walk through over the cliff to the other edge of the whatever valley. And so when we're walking from one home base to another, in a way, when we're actually walking that rope, the focus, where the intention goes, in a way, because we're so sensitive and because we're so aware, I'm saying we as in me and whoever resonates with this, right? We each have our own unique experience, and I'm making these videos and sharing it for people who resonate and harmonize. Not, I'm kind of detoxing from needing to explain myself to those who don't get it or don't resonate. So it's kind of liberating. I'm coming out of the closet, guys. This time it's for real. So when we're learning how to walk from home base to home base, and that voice is squealing, screeching, screaming for dear life, the attention and intention of what is happening must focus forward into that unknown, into that fine-tuned balance. So whether it's like almost like it's so much devotion that all else can collapse. And it's okay if everything collapses. It's okay if people leave. It's okay if you didn't do your practice. It's okay if you're having negative thoughts about yourself. It's okay. It's all okay. Because when we invest our attention and intention through subtleties, it's super... Okay, so this is like basically how you can snowball your attention and intention in a way where you get a new home base. Okay, whether you're just beginning to shift, like, oh my God, my life isn't working for me. I don't even know where to begin with my creativity. I don't even know who I am. Whatever experience, and I'm working from 9 to 5. I'm a mother working from 9 to 5. Whatever it is, there is always a subtle moment available. A subtle moment is a minuscule snippet of a second where you choose to focus through the subtleties. It means you're allowing light to penetrate very sneakishly into whatever is happening. And I've been around a lot of children and mothers with children in the past few weeks while I travel, and I've been practicing this. Like, what if there's chaos around and children, and one is screaming, and one got a bee sting, and one just like everywhere? There is always a subtle moment accessible. And this subtle, sneaky moment, if you invest your attention and intention in a way that can allow light to penetrate. Light means you feel lighter, you feel relief. You can do this subtle moment penetration by choosing a thought to focus on, a sensation. You can like rub your hands in a way that creates relief. You can give yourself a kiss on the cheek. You can focus on a beautiful color. You can whatever you want. You can take your big toe and just like squeeze it. That's what I was doing when I was shifting from home base to home base at the beginning. I had to like really kink out on what's available in the subtle moments. Because especially when shifting reality at the beginning, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know who I am. And it's like, the more we awaken, the more crazy it is. And as you invest your attention and intention in these subtleties that work for you and you repeat them, this isn't like an hour practice or your yoga routine to make it to the class. This isn't about staying a certain weight. This isn't about you becoming the best artist in the world. Wherever I would go, I had a little notebook where I would just doodle, pencils, doodle, make a doodle. You choose 2 colors. We almost have to manipulate ourselves into doing these subtle actions to start breaking apart the patterns. When we repeat patterns over and over and over, they become so dense that we think it's the only reality available. It becomes a cage. These patterns become bars. And so to de-solidify them, I don't know if that's a word, but now it is. You're welcome. Probably is a word though. You're welcome. It's through the subtle penetration. It's through heating it up, making it a little more malleable. Not being like, I'm going to throw my whole life away as it is. Some people could do that. Some people could make a huge shift. Not everybody, not me. And so through the subtleties, if you invest with what works, creating relief, meaning peace, from pain to peace, it starts, you repeat it, you trick yourself into taking those actions. It begins to snowball. Before you know it, it will be rolling faster than you don't even need to hold the ball, and you'll find yourself in a new home base. I want to say this is a guarantee, but I'm just going to say I want to say this is a guarantee. I know better than that. So when you do reach, or if you are reaching that new home base right now with me, who knows, maybe you adventured with me and now here you are, it's your confirmation. There is going to be a screeching, squealing voice begging for attention. Begging, like begging. And that might be felt as, oh my God, am I having a panic attack? Now, of course, consult with your doctor and medical people and therapists and all those things. I'm not a therapist. I am not a doctor, and I'm just playing here. I'm just exploring. I'm just adventuring and inviting you to a playful adventure. Okay? Nothing could replace medication. So, well, this is a new kind of expression coming through. Yay, exciting. What I'm saying is, when you reach that home base, if you're there, it is okay to, it's like not, I'm at a house where my friend is training her daughter to sleep alone, and her screams, oh my God, oh my God. Now, there is no really other choice because the mother, she wants to sleep with them all night in bed, and if the mother wakes up, then she wakes up. It's just like it has to happen. She has to go through this stage of learning how to there's no real other, I mean, I'm sure there are other choices, but this is what makes the most sense. And her screams are like, and it's so funny because then she's happy that she had her rest, and she's getting more and more used to it, that she gets to rest with herself. And so I feel like this is a beautiful metaphor, like while I'm discovering it this week and I'm witnessing the mother, train the daughter that is safe to sleep alone. And it happened so strongly for me this week. And it feels just like this unknown territory. Like, what do I do in this game? And the answer is nothing. You be, you witness, you enjoy the surprises, and you enjoy the ride. You enjoy yourself being danced by creation. You enjoy how your natural harmonic resonance is coming into more and more unison with nature, with other humans. It's almost like you're discovering the part you play in the divine play without all the trauma and the survival and all that programming that a lot of us grew up on and the genetic things we inherited. It's a whole new level of the game. And it's okay that it's unknown. So for someone to think, I need to know what I need to do in order for me to leap, try out the subtleties if you've been stuck in that place. And also something really beautiful that came up this week, and also another thing about this topic is, there's this obsession with sleep when people are in a certain routine. And again, I'm not a health professional and I'm not a therapist. I'm just playing adventures with life, and I'm just a little kooky. So if you want to play with me and you feel safe about that, then I'm welcoming you onto this journey. I'm really working on my wink still. I don't understand, because there was a boy that could do it so much better than me and it looked so cool. And for me, it just looks like a weird twitch, I really want to be sexy about it, but I don't know how. It's good to have more things to practice on. The thing about rest is that there are many ways to rest. Like if you have a full packed day and you're a mom, yes, you need rest. But if we start tuning into things that bring us joy and relief, like whatever that is, doing an hour of art before sleeping, or 5 minutes of art instead of rushing to bed, or dancing to a song for 5 minutes, or tricking ourselves into let me just play with this. Let's see what happens. I'm not making this my life practice. I'm just going to see what happens if I dance for 10 minutes instead of going to bed as soon as I can. that is a form of rest. When we get nourished in other ways, that is a form of rest. So for example, my beautiful friend here that I'm staying with, she is working full time, comes back with her kids, and she has this beautiful line of products that's birthing through her. And she's like, oh, I need to wait till I quit my job in order for me to do this. And then I was like, and she's like, I need to get to bed. I need to get to bed. And then I was like, well, what if you doing those products will give you even more energy, and you'll get inspired, and you'll need less sleep? Because the most thing that is draining sometimes is being stressed about sleep. But what we really need rest from is the pattern that we're in. So if we're taking a rest by, it's like, oh, I don't have energy to work and create anymore. It's like, well, if it's part of those subtle actions that are bringing you into the next level home base octave of the game, it will energize you. So you'll have more energy to go to work. You'll have more energy for your kids. And so that's another thing to play with. So just a little recap. Erase, erase, erase. Whatever stage you're at, invest your attention and intention in what creates pain, from pain to peace, relief, relaxation. That's where it's at. Because in the next octaves of the game, we are in really deep relaxation. And there's more and more evidence that we can be in really deep relaxation as light speeds up faster. Through the subtleties, through the subtleties. Don't make a big thing out of it. Through the subtleties. Sneak your subtleties in as much as possible, just for the sake of play. Trick yourself, manipulate yourself just for the sake of play to see what happens, for the well-being of all. If it works, you'll tell everybody. If it doesn't, go back to your old pattern. And the other thing is, if you are at this phase, know that that child is going to throw a fit when it's about to take a long nap. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're, that something's wrong with you. Again, I'm not a medical blah, 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 and I'm just playing, okay? I'm just playing here. I'm just an artist. And the last thing is that begin playing with other ways for you to rest, to nourish yourself with other activities if you are wanting that quantum leap. So I'm going to complete this here. Thank you so much. If you watch this video, what the... You invested 22 minutes and 35 seconds of your amazing attention, the most valuable currency on the planet, in this video. Oh my God, let me pose for you. I love you. And if you did, I need water. Time to close. Joking a little. I'd love to connect with you so we can continue resonating. It means the world to me to read comments from you guys, to see another subscription, another like. It's not a must, but it really does inspire me to show up again and again, and I love it. I love coming and sharing here what's alive for me. I feel like YouTube is honestly the most authentic expression of me coming through right now, the most raw, the most unknown, more than other platforms, which you can find me on, by the way, TikTok and Instagram, and yeah, that. And so, yeah, comment, share how this is resonating for you. Where are you at with it? What would you like to add to it? And if you have any questions or stuff like that, share that there. If it resonates with you and you feel like somebody else would enjoy it, share that. Sometimes when we're not creating, we think, oh, I'm not, like, what can I do? It's like, when I'm not creating, I'm sharing things that resonate to create ripples of resonance. So share it with someone if you feel like it will make their day or make their life easier. Don't be shy. Say hi. That was a little kitsch, but I'm fine with that. It's a little kitschy. And also, there are amazing things coming up. I finally got the clarity today on the platform I'm going to create on, so we can all the groups that have traveled and adventured with me, I'm in the process of creating a platform where we can all play together and unite. Curiosity calls are still available for free if you'd like to hop on that, so I can see how I can support you. For now, sending you oozes and oozes of orgasmic energy. Just so you know, awkward is the new orgasm, and when you're about to quantum leap, it feels very awkward. So it might as well feel orgasmic and get as awkward as possible. You know what I mean? So be you, honey, because all the other parts in the play are already taken by others. Oops. Bye.